for me, comedy is a risk. I mean, it's always that thing, are you making fun of the situation or are you commenting on it? And so it's always, it could live in that world. And also comedy could not work. I mean, if you think you're funny, but then people don't laugh, which is a bigger risk. So, drama, I think there's a safer bet that if you deal with a dramatic subject, people could relate or not, but at least, it's not you counting on a tone that would work consistently. So you have to be sharp almost in every decision you make to set the tone. So if people are not aware of the first 10 minutes that they are in a comedy, then there's a problem. When I come to a situation, I have to see the funny side before the miserable side. It's just it's a way the brain function. I can't help it, but and I love it. It's nice, and it's nice that it also translates, that it's universal and it's not something which I think humor. If you see people here in Belgium, you see people in France, in Italy, in Palestine, in Israel, they're laughing on the same moments. You see, like, oh, so what's the problem? We all share the same common human basic needs, and I think for me that's cinema. It's where you put people in one room and to share an experience, and they feel as part of it, no matter where you come from. Usually when I make a movie, I don't watch movies. Like, I try to be pure in the way I conceive the film visually, because I don't want to be like imitating certain mise-en-scène or certain camera movements. I rather just create my own for the story and the content that I have. I did not grow up watching movies. It's not something that we had. We didn't have movie theaters where I grew up. So most of my interest in film came a bit later in my life. I always felt like I want to be part of, the reality of the media, but I didn't know what it is. And so we grew up, and this is why it's reflecting in my work, in this film particularly. I grew up watching a lot of Egyptian and Arab, Middle Eastern soap operas and TV shows, and those are the only channels were available for us to watch. So when I made the film, the soap opera and the story in the film was inspired by these times. For me as a filmmaker, it doesn't mean that because you're Palestinians, you can't make a film that has a French story or a Belgium story or American story. I mean, it's a sensibility, a human sensibility that we also deserve to try. But people want, I think labeling is a good way to get people to understand what they're dealing with. I also want to make other films. I mean, I've been living, I would say, between the US and Europe for such a long time as well. I go back and forth. So these times, inspire me to see other things. And so maybe I'll make another film. And comedy might allow me to do into that mainstream cinema, which why not? I would love to be part of it as well. As a filmmaker, I don't want to be comfortable. I need to try different experiences, because that's where your creativity. But if you are comfortable in that subject, I think you might not be as inspired all the time. So change is good. Experiences are good, and it's a journey. It's not a one movie. It's two movies. There's hopefully there's many more years of many more films to make.